Okay, everybody, we're going to try something different today. So, I don't know. I had to switch to the backup system here because the main system, the server's down for maintenance or something. So, I want to make sure that everything's working. It's freezing cold out, and this radiator is leaking, which is bad. So, we need to do something with that. I know it's really dark and you can't see anything, but it's leaking down there. There's a pinhole leak. So it's got to get replaced. So I'm trying to get the chat up right now, and we'll just you guys can ride along. I know it's really dark and you can't see anything, but it's leaking down there. There's a pinhole leak. And obviously, because of all this, I'm probably not going to be able to monitor the chat very well today. Hold on a second. I got to get a. Actually, no, I don't. I'm going to try to do this with very limited tools. And again, the audio and all that stuff's not going to be that great today because it's just a GoPro sitting over yonder. But I'm using extremely, extremely limited tools. Apparently I don't even have a pliers. That's okay, I got a vice grips. So first things first. This is a pretty simple system. Radiator hoses, a couple of them here and there. We've done the oil cooler delete, long story short, whatever. So basically we need to pull the upper radiator hose off, get it out of the way. Electronic fans, so that's going to make this a little bit easier. You don't have that big ass fan to get out of there. We'll pull the electric fans here, pull the transmission cooler lines off, and then the radiator is just 2 bolts, and we'll pull that out. The cooler lines are held in with those little E-clips, and I struggle with those sometimes because these are old and crusty. So first things first, I've already placed a drain bucket down below, LOL, to capture all of the coolant. I don't need anybody calling the EPA on me. The coolant that's in here is that OAT or OAT or HOA, whatever it is, but it's biodegradable. So even if I didn't have a bucket under there, it would probably be fine. But as you can clearly tell on the ground below, I have a bucket under there to catch all of the biodegradable coolant to avoid the EPA pissing and moaning. Oh, this has been on here a while. I almost wonder if I should be replacing these hoses, but they look okay. But again, folks, I only have very basic tools. All my good tools are in storage, and you would think that I would have went and got some, but nah. That would be too easy. So, Ford-style radiator clamp. This is the upper radiator hose. Biodegradable coolant should come out of there. First, I'm going to pop the support out of here, because that is going to make coolant go everywhere. And it's freaking cold out, people. Looks like we're going to want to pull the intake cover, or the, oh shit, the air duct, intake air ducting out of here. So we're going to take a flathead screwdriver. I don't even know if you probably can't even really see this over here, but we're just taking the hose off that goes to the air box, the air filter. That's got to come out of there, and it's cold out, so it's not wanting to. This engine cover has to come off, but I don't know how it comes off. I should really just leave this off of here. Not a big fan of all the plastic shit they're putting on these engines these days. This is just stupid. Totally pointless cover. Getting in my way. Anybody who's worked on cars gets it. So I'm just trying to get this big old air hose out of here. Oh my god. Like I said, it's freaking cold out. Pull the mass airflow sensor. If I had a pry tool, this would be easier. But again, I've got all of these fancy tools. I used to be a big Matco person. I got all these fancy tools in storage. And I know I'm out of frame, guys, but I'm focused on mainly just getting this done. Obviously bringing you guys along for the ride, but definitely not going to win any awards for the camera work on this one. But right now I'm basically just removing the air duct tubing here from the throttle body. Are you fucking kidding me? Getting my ass kicked by this plastic cover. What holds this cover in? Chevy guys, help me here. Why is this not... This is a totally optional part, by the way. There, that's what I think of that. Throw that way out over there out of frame. Never putting that back on, that's for sure. I'll show you. So that covers up absolutely nothing. This is a plastic intake runner. We got to pull, this is a baffle for the air thing. Clean air comes through the filter, goes through this. Again, this is a baffle, it just probably reduces noise, so it just pops off of here. We'll get this out of the way. Try to set you guys back up in an okay spot. I'll adjust you here as needed. Oh, this is just so stupid. Let's put as much plastic as we possibly can on these fucking cars. That's about what it comes down to. Getting my ass kicked by the plastic. This is ridiculous. And again, the reason for this being because General Motors thought that they needed to put this giant plastic fucking air baffle on here. And you'll have to excuse the language, folks. Pretty much the unwritten rule of working on vehicles is there's going to be some pretty hectic language. Not much I can do about that. Got all these stupid plastic things we got to pry off of here. In fact, I have a tool for that I just bought. Oh, tools. Hopefully this little pick that I got at Home Depot will help us out. We got some, looks like maybe some sort of plastic clip. Somebody remind me to put that back on. Plastic component of some sort. Now we're also attached to the radiator hose down here. This is ridiculous, guys. I don't know what frickin' engineer thought this thing up, but let's just put plastic on plastic on plastic. That's a great idea. There we go. Look at this. That's ridiculous. I mean, look at this guy. Just to get the air from the airbox to the freaking motor, we've got this big old freaking baffle. Throttle body's clean. That's good. Okay, so cool. I'm going to pop this hose off. And there goes some of that biodegradable coolant into the drain bucket. There we go, right in the drain bucket, perfect. Coolant is sticky, so we'll wash all this off later. And we're going to put that gently up here so it doesn't spill anywhere. Again, that all went into the drain bucket. It's for sure there. Anyway, looks like we've got some sort of a heater tubing that goes to something, I don't know what. We'll just yank that out of here too. Or we'll just pop the hose out, that's fine too. I don't even know what that goes to. Stupid. I'll pull the air box out. So there's your freaking overly big air box. Which is also ridiculous. I know you can't see it very well, guys, but not much I can do. But over here, I've just got a couple more radiator clamps to take off. There's some heater hoses. It looks like a coolant reservoir hose. There's some more of that biodegradable coolant right into the drain bucket because I'm responsible and EPA is not going to come talk to me. Not a big fan. Anyway, it's like we got another heater tube or another coolant reservoir thing. I'm dropping tools. It's a great way to start the day. I don't have anywhere to put tools. That's part of the problem. Really should have my table out here. And there's another engineer at General Motors, and I don't have a long enough cord to take you over there, but there's an engineer at General Motors. I thought it would be a good idea to make the lower radiator hose only, the clamp only accessible via the underneath and pulling the tire in the fender liner. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try another way here. I think we can pull the whole entire hose off of the thermostat housing down here, which I can't show you because the camera doesn't reach. But I'm going to try to pull that off of the oh boy, that's stuck on there too. Off of the thermostat housing, using a pick to kind of work around that rubber hose. So the rubber hose kind of gets a little bit corroded onto the aluminum housing. It's really sticky. Could probably squirt some WD-40 in there, but I'm trying to not make a huge mess right now. Don't have my radiator clamp pliers, so this is kind of a pain to do without them. Alright, I'm done. Alright, I'm done pissing around. Put a little bit of lube on there. Hopefully get that clamp off, because that clamp, the hose is just so old. It's fine, the integrity of the hose is fine, but I can't slide the clamp off because the clamp's a little rusty. Need a little bit of lube on there. Get the clamp totally off of the hose. There. Maybe. Start wiggling the hose. Once the hose starts coming out, that coolant will lube it up for us, I think. But man, this is just crusty onto there. I may replace this hose. Oh, for Christ's sakes almighty, really? Lube. There she goes. Okay, so we've released all that biodegradable coolant. There's a couple of cooler lines that I have to take off from over here. Again, I can't really show that because I just don't have a way to, because the camera doesn't reach and I'm not really set up for this kind of thing. But I'll show you kind of the process when we put this back in, reinstall it. I'll switch the camera so you can see this side. But I have to pry off these E-clips. If anybody's ever worked on anything like this, you know what I'm talking about, the little E-clips. They're pretty, they suck. What are you doing? Oh.
What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Radiator.
What are you talking to?
Live stream.
Oh.
What?
Nothing.
Okay. Lube. Okay, so we got that one off, and we're going to be smart about this and take the bottom one off first, because that's going to puke transmission fluid everywhere. So I suppose I should take the bottom one off first. That way I don't have to have my hands in it. That's what she said. Oh, I can't see anything down in there. This is stupid. What engineer freaking thought this was a good idea? Not me, that's for sure. Oh, I can't get the damn thing. Trying to use my pick to get the E-clip, but oh, I just can't. This is a problem. This is a problem. Shit. I can't even get my pick on the E-clip. Oh, maybe I'm not prying on it right. Okay, lube. Huh? Sucks. Alright guys, still fighting on this E-clip. Okay, we'll just come back to that. Anyway, folks. Yeah, I just don't feel like dealing with that. We'll come back to that in a minute after I take this bolt out. Ah, piss almighty. Alright, where's my socket wrench? Alright, I'm just going to take off the retainers here. That there's just a couple of metal clips that are bolted on to the fan shroud here. You'll see them when I turn the camera on and put this back in, but they're just holding the lines to the back of the radiator, or fan shroud, whatever this is. I have a power tool for this, but of course it's not here, so that don't do me any good. And I'll probably lose this bolt, so we'll probably end up replacing it with a zip tie at the end of the day, but it is what it is. It's cold out. Oh, come on, man. There we go. Maybe not, it's a captured bolt. Alright, so we got that out of the way. We'll do the bottom one. These bolts are just way longer than they should be. Super pain in the rear. Almost there, I think. This is where the power ratchet would come in handy, as you can imagine. Oh my god, how long is this freaking bolt? I think we got it. Okay, now we're back to problem A, which was my stupid little E-clip. So guys, I promise this will get more interesting here once I get this E-clip off, because then I can actually, you know, show you what's going on. I think it's broken, honestly. Like, part of the clip's broken and I can't get in there with the pick. Again, once I get this radiator out, I'll show you guys why this is such a pain. It'll all make sense. Really trying to dig that little pisser out of there. There we go. Didn't even need the lube. I don't think I got that bolt out all the way. I hate doing this stuff, guys. It's so nasty with all the fluid everywhere. That's why I'm wearing an old coat, gloves. Okay. So, believe it or not, okay, folks, believe it or not, I think that was actually it for stuff that needs to come apart. So, this is a super easy job. It was going to cost me $1,200 to have a shop do it. Yeah, $1,200, so no thanks, I'll do it myself. So we're going to remove the 13, that's not a 13 millimeter bolts. Hold that thought, I'll be right back. As I was saying, we will remove the 13 millimeter bolts, and this thing should start coming out. Pull the fan bolts first. Oops. Huh? What? That was in the car. That had a bunch of shit on it. That's the one that's been in the truck for years. Same with the pillow. Huh? I can't hear you. Whatever. Is Chevy metric? I'm pretty sure everything's metric now, guys. The right hose is still connected. Top right. No, it's just sitting there. So we gotta pull these fan bolts out of here. I'm trying not to lose this stuff. I guess I'll just stack them right here and hope for the best. Oh, that's the radiator bolt. I need the... I'm actually pulling the radiator bolts. I need to pull the fan bolts first. I guess it probably doesn't matter, but... Once we get this out, I'll give you a tour in here. But this is why I really recommend, folks, you learn how to fix your own car, because I'm doing this with the most basic of tools. You know, I've got a lot of fancy tools. None of them are with me, and I'm still able to do this. I have to do this because I just can't afford to pay a shop to do it. You know, I have to cut costs somewhere, and luckily enough, I'm able to do this on my own. So that it turns this $1,200 job into a couple $100 job. This is, anybody could do this. This is not that hard. It really isn't. Getting those E-clips out of there is probably the hardest part of this. I'm looking at the chat right now. Yeah, Aaron, you're right. You don't have to pull the AC condenser on this, which is nice. A lot of Fords, all that stuff's connected together, and the AC lines are in the way, and you got to yank the AC lines, which is a pain. Okay, so we've got that out. I don't know if I need to pull the plastic beauty cover off or not. And get these electrical connectors off the fans. These are electronic fans. So we don't have to worry about a fan clutch or anything. This is not how you're supposed to take these connectors off. I'm just really cutting some corners here that I probably shouldn't be cutting. But remember, if I break it, it's on me and I'll eat it. There we go. That one's off. There we go. That one came off easy. There we go. So that was it. So there's our radiator. Still attached to the... Oh. Haha, that's funny. Hold on. The oil filter, or the oil cooler tubes are still attached to the fan shroud and the radiator. I may have to destroy those further to get them off, but understand I've done an oil cooler delete on this. That's kind of a joke, but these oil cooler lines don't even really actually go to anything. Long story short, I'll show you later what I mean. But I'm gonna pull out the fans. We'll check those fans later to make sure they're good, and I'm going to... This line's going to get snagged, but I'll pull this out in a second. Just untangling the lines, guys. This right here is the rad, so we'll pull this out. Ah, piss. What are we stuck on? Oh yeah, this thing's shot. So there's the radiator. So all that we have to pull is the hose off. Those are the oil cooler lines that were cut. Make sure we're still got, we do. We pull those off. I'm not sure, I think the leak was down here. Yeah, I don't even see where it was leaking. It might have been right here. But it was leaking out the bottom there, just ever so slightly. But here's kind of what everything looks like in here. If you had a mechanical fan, it would obviously be attached to the water pump right there. Now would actually be a really good time to change pulleys, water pump, idler pulleys. All this stuff seems to be okay, knock on wood for now. This here looks like a radiator. That's for the air conditioner. But yeah, you can see just how easy this was. I mean, it's already apart. That's why I'm not paying 1,200 bucks. I think that's just ridiculous. So hold on a second. Let me get the... I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Because I don't have my tripod. Shoot. Let's see what's in frame and what's not. I'll just pull this apart over here and you can pretend like you saw it. Okay, you got to be really careful with these two because you don't want to grab the radiator core, which is the middle part, because the fins on it are aluminum that they break, and the air goes through there to cool down. So if you start bending those over, when you pick it up, it's super fragile. You're just going to destroy your radiator. Frick. Probably like I'm fixing to do. Any day now. So then anytime, like I said, that you pull these apart, you need to have this thing set down on cardboard, because you set that on the ground, these, the core, and I'll show you, let me demonstrate. I'll grab a bolt. The core is super fragile. Look at these fins. See what I'm saying? I'm literally going to take this, I'm not even putting pressure down, see? Look at that. You can go straight through that with your pinky. You can literally destroy it with your pinky. So always lay it down on cardboard. If you've got a mechanical fan, then you'll want to put a piece of cardboard on that radiator when you put it in there so you don't catch it on the fan. Ask me how I know. So I just need to transfer a couple of parts over. We'll transfer the lower rad hose, and that's actually it. It looks like it comes with the mounts. No, it doesn't. So we need to pull the mount bushings off, and then also need to pull the top mount bushings. I wonder if this will work. Hold on, let me see how that looks. That'll work. Screwdriver. Yeah, there you are. Oh, need my pliers. Okay, so old radiator hose could come off. Maybe. This is gonna be a pisser. Lube. Lube. Oh, come on, man. All right, it's stuck, so I'm gonna take my pick and just shove it in there. Oh God, I hate filming this stuff's a pain in the ass. I don't know how these people. So we're gonna take my pick and just gonna shove it in here and work it around to break that seal. It's been on there for 10 plus years, so it's obviously a little bit kind of like rotted on there almost. Now it should just come right off. And to put this thing back on, I'm probably gonna lube it. Just put a little bit of lube in there and then drip it out. And I'll transfer that to the new one, which is off camera, but actually, is this the right part? Yeah, it is. Oh, I didn't know what orientation that was in. Shit. I didn't pay attention which direction that hose pointed. This could be a problem. Didn't pay any attention to which way that hose pointed. Now I gotta guess. Okay, it's actually the way I have it right now. Looking at the engine, that's probably the way it's gotta go. The coolant is eating through my glove. I got crap on my hand now. Hold on, I should have a spare back. I have a backup glove. Coolant's nasty. I don't really want it all over me. So these bottom bushings or these mounts need to be transferred. There is some sort of a retainer in here that you have to push with a screwdriver right there. And they pop right off. They pop right off. Kind of disgusted. You'd think that for the price you pay that the new ones would come with that. Interesting. That doesn't even... That's not... This one doesn't even sit on here. Oh, that's why. Part of the bushing is still on the peg. So I'm not too worried about this. It's not like the radiator is going to go anywhere, but you could probably get this part separate. Okay, that's on. We should be okay to go now. Oh, no, we're not. I have to pull the top bushings out. These are just rubber and they press in. Pretty familiar with this. GM uses this radiator in like everything. So that's just your bushing. The bolt goes through here. Like that. And then the rubber just keeps the vibrations down. So we'll just shove that right in the new one. Might have to lube it, might not. This is already soaking wet with coolant, so we'll probably just shove it in there with a screwdriver. But be careful not to tear the bushing up, which I'm probably about to do if I'm not careful here. I'm running out of JB lube. Running out of PB Blaster, which is the only lube I have at the moment. So either I go get some motor oil if we need any, or dish soap, petroleum jelly, anything. But I think I could squeeze that down in there in my hand. Okay. Yep, we got that one. We got that one, but to make that a little easier, I'm going to lube that up. That'll make it slide right in. Okay, so that's that. Let me try to pick you up without getting you disgusting here with the grease and stuff all over my hand. Too late. We'll be cleaning this camera off later. So I'm now going to shove that into the radiator spot. Somehow, without making a mess. Hold on, I'm trying to get you guys situated. That better? Again, have to be super careful because we don't want to damage the core. Ah, fuck. Did I just damage it? Nope, we're good. That's how easy this crap can go south. Even these radiator hoses, guys, can cause problems. What I really should be doing, I should have a piece of cardboard in front of this. Honestly. But we're living on the edge today. If you put that cardboard on the front or whatever, then you could just kind of manhandle it in. You don't have to worry about it. But I see there's a bolt down there that shouldn't be there. I don't know if I dropped that or if that's from previous work or what. I don't think that's one that I took out today. Just grab that in case it is. Right now I'm trying to line this up into the radiator holes. Boom. Done. I'm going to take the bolts and just lightly thread them in there because I want to be able to manhandle this around. Okay. Ta-da! That's it. So, I'm going to get this bottom radiator clamp secured because it's going to be easier to do it now versus later. I just got to be careful with these transmission cooler lines. I don't want to snap them. Be careful with tools too because I almost pierced a hole in the core with my pliers. So just got to be real careful with these radiators. They're super fragile. Oh, come on, I can't get these things to expand enough. Shit, I don't have my big channel locks either. Trying to get this hose on, or in the right spot anyway. Because once this fan shroud is in, I can no longer get to this radiator clamp very well. So right there is roughly the orientation of it. Grab it and turn it. Tighten down my locking pliers so I can get a better bite. And now we need lube. Again. Problem is I'm like out. So we're gonna lube up the radiator hose so that the clamp will slide over it. Oh, this is really a pisser. This is a pisser. I don't have my big channel locks. If I did, this would be an easy 2-second thing here. I'm gonna try to see if I can work that clamp onto the where it needs to go. Tighten these down more, so I need to squeeze it more. Oh, we're almost there. Just can't get it over that last bevel. Ugh. Sorry, I'm really on the struggle bus today, guys, with this. Give me just a minute here. Probably about to start flinging F-bombs everywhere. I feel it coming. Hold on. Take a piece of cardboard and put that between the tool and the core because I feel like this thing's about to slip and destroy my brand new radiator. That would not be good. So that cardboard will save our ass. Oh, I just can't get these locking pliers to clamp enough to get the clamp open the whole way. Oh, you pisser. Alright, we need more lube. I'm sure there's a know-it-all in the comments right now. Oh, you're doing it wrong. You should have the pliers for that. Well, folks, I don't have that tool with me. I have that tool, but I don't have it with. That's all right. We'll get it done. Just takes a few extra curse words. That's all. I'd like to just get this clamp to lock into position. These are supposed to lock in the open position. I think I might have just got it too. Oh. Sorry guys, technical difficulties. I hate these things. Oh, we got it. Ha, success. Shove that, engineer. Right up your... Yeah. Ta-da! Success. Alright, so let's see. What else would be easier to put on right now? Nothing. So let's put the fans in. Ouch. Hit my head on that. So I spun the fans around by hand when I picked them up. That one's squeaking because it's rubbing on this thing. But I wanted to make sure that these fans were in good shape. And they are. I think. Now that I said that, they'll probably crap out on me. Be gentle with this part too, because I could pierce the radiator with it if we're not careful. I feel like I'm not aligned here. What's going on? What the frick is going on here? Let me try bolting the radiator into place here to hold it steady, because I think we just need to get this thing to sit in here the way it's supposed to. I think that's our problem. I can't really get the fans aligned if the radiator's not aligned. And again, rubber bushings on here, so we don't want to go down too tight. But generally the rule with bushings is you want to just see them just start to squish. And we should be able to find out if this is aligned, because this bolt should go through. Which it's not. It's not all the way aligned yet. Why? Why? Why is this not? Align twice, tighten once. Nah, more like just cross thread it. There we go. This thing just wasn't seated. These bolts are like 3 inches long. I don't know why that's there. How's that? That better? Everything's snug. Those have some, there's like a bushing on the shoulders of those bolts, so you know when to stop tightening them. So I'm going to forget to plug the fans back in, so I'm going to plug each fan motor in, because there's 2 in this assembly. It's 1. Ah, 2. And then we're just going to start over here. Just throw that over there. Let's connect this rad hose to the that thing, which was successful. I gotta get open enough here to bite this clamp. If I had my big channel locks, this would have been a non-issue. Do not recommend vice grip as the tool for this. Yep, lube. Okay, so the battery thing told me it was full when I started, but it's not full, so I think we're good now. Let me make sure we got audio. We do.
So
Yeah, anyway, I don't know what was up with that. But anyway, putting the two radiator hose back on. So we're plugged in now, running off the truck inverter. So if that happens again, sorry. Obviously, truck's not running, so... A couple of things that we need to put back in now are the... We'll start with what's going to be easiest to put back. Probably the trans cooler lines, which are these little metal things that just snap into place. I gotta find the other one. Where'd the lower one go? There it is. I think they just push in. They do. Good. Just having a hard time getting my arm down here for leverage to get this pushed in. Yeah, I tell you, this bottom one's really in a poor place to work on. There we go. Got it. We've got this little coolant return line that goes to, it looks like just the block. Manifold block somewhere up there. It's a really long line. Where did this went? Hold on here. This went down here. Must have went there to here. I'm just trying to find where it clips. There to there to there. Another clamp on this, and this is just going on to another one of those little inlets. Just like the big radiator hoses, except smaller. A little tube it connects to. Alright, I need my other socket because I'm going to tighten down the retainers for those lines, maybe. There we go. Yeah, one more heater, or this is the coolant return reservoir, tube, line, hose, whatever. It's for the expansion tank, or reservoir, whatever you prefer to call it. I want to pull on all of these. make sure that the clamps are set. I need to put the clamp on the thermostat housing though here. Shouldn't be that big of a deal, just only take a second. Once again, this is a big one. The pliers just don't work well on this. In fact, need some lube. Okay, we'll just set that over there. Oh, you pisser. What a pisser. All this for the stupid clamp. If I had the right tool with me, this wouldn't even be a thing. Got it. That's good. Okay, let's put the intake back on. We'll start by shoving the air box back into place, which I didn't need to take out, but I took it out because it gave us just a little bit more room. Work harder, work smarter, not harder, kind of thing. Now the frick does this even go back in there? What the hell? You got to be smarter than the equipment here, folks, and that's sometimes harder than it looks. All right, that just seats down in like that. Got this just comically huge air baffle. Hilarious how oversized that thing is. That goes right about like that. What a freaking joke. I gotta get this connected to said throttle body. Throttle body's clean, so we don't need to worry about that. There we go. Thing is not on the peg, which I think it needs to sit on the peg. Shit. You know what? It's in there. It's in there. And I know I said I wouldn't do this, but I haven't put this back on because sometimes I do wash, or sometimes I do spray out the engine bay, and I really don't want to be dumping it on whatever IC valves or whatever the hell that is right there. If I can get this in there, that is, without it pissing me off. Oh yeah, it's gonna piss me off. We might not put it in. I think the problem is, though, I don't have this baffle in the right spot. This is just a joke, guys. Overly huge. Overly huge item here. Just kind of stupid. Oh, you fucking thing. How close is that? Once again, here we are getting our ass kicked by a piece of plastic. I don't even know how this thing attaches. Ah, piss. Forgot to plug this little hose back in. This is that one that I told everybody to remind me to plug in because I knew I was going to forget, and I forgot. I don't know what that does. PCV, maybe? I don't even know where it goes. If I knew where it went, I could tell you, but... There we go. Look at that, guys. Shit. God damn it. You know what? Some of you noticed my mistake. Some of you noticed what I forgot to do. That's tighten down the worm clamp on the intake. Somebody's probably cussing me out in the comments for forgetting that. Unfortunately, I'm not reading the chat at the moment, obviously. I'm sure somebody probably said something. Hey, idiot, you forgot to tighten that. Yep, you are 100% right. That would have caused problems later. All sorts of lean codes, probably. Trying to do this without pulling this whole plastic thing back off. I hate all these plastic engine covers these days. Alright, we gotta go over here and do that here. Alright, so I'll move you in a second, but we gotta pop the radiator reservoir cap off. The coolant bottle. And I'm going to dump some antifreeze in here, some coolant. Because remember, that radiator that we pulled out was full. So we got to replace all that coolant. I'm sure it's at least a gallon, gallon and a half. No funnel either here to do this. Trying to go slow and not spill this everywhere because the stuff's kind of expensive. You can hear the bubbling, so some of that air is starting to get replaced. So the next thing we're going to have to do, start the truck, turn the heat on, let the thermostat open up, get this thing nice and hot. And then we'll let that coolant get sucked in, get the air bubbles out. Alright, so I'm going to start this up. We'll get the air bubbles out of it and then we'll be good. Alright, so this belt's probably going to squeal and it's going to smoke because we've got coolant all over everything. Okay, so again, we're going to let that run for a while, and we'll top it off over there. You can hear some air bubbles coming up. Yeah, you can hear all that rattling. It's air moving through the system. It's topped off already. Guys, I don't have enough coolant. It just sucked all that down, and you can hear the air rattling around in the radiator. You can hear that like percolating, that coffee maker sound. So I'm gonna have to go to the store and get more coolant. And I can't take you with because the battery's dead. I don't have an inverter in the other car to charge it. Give me a minute and we'll watch that. It's safe, even if it's out of coolant, it's safe to run for a few minutes before it would overheat. I just want to see if it pukes any back up into that reservoir. I think we got... Okay, the upper hose is warm. Okay, so the upper hose is warm and the bottom hose is warm. Anybody that knows anything about cars knows what I'm getting at, but the system is a closed loop, but there is a thermostat in there. That thermostat will open up when the engine starts to get warm, and then that's what allows the coolant to circulate through the radiator and cool the car down. It also gives you your engine heat. So you need that thermostat to open, which it has, because the upper radiator hose and the bottom radiator hose are about the same temperature. So that thermostat's open. I'm starting to see temperature on the gauge, and I don't hear that percolating sound anymore. So I think we've got all the air out. There's just barely a trickle of fluid in that coolant reservoir over there. Let me check it again here. Okay, and we also have heat. So that means systems are go. So that's going to be it for this, I guess. I'll just have to go back. I'll go to Walmart or something and get another gallon of coolant. There's just a little bit in that reservoir, but it's probably safe to take this truck to the store. But I'm a little bit hesitant in case there is some air. If there's a big air bubble in there and it pukes that air bubble out, it's going to suck that little bit of coolant down, and we could be running low on coolant pretty quick. But you can see I'll have to take this thing to the car wash too and spray some of this out. But pretty easy job to do. Can you imagine? Like I said, the $1,200, $1,200 was what I was told at a shop. Well, at a couple of shops that I called to, and I'm just like, I can't do that. That right there was $1,200 worth of work. That radiator cost me, well, between the radiator and the coolant, about $350. And what, an hour and a half, 2 hours of my time? So you make the choice, but a lot of the stuff is stuff you can do on your own. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. I'm going to go get more coolant and top this thing off. And all that. So I appreciate you guys being part of the stream. I just wanted to live stream this just for fun, really. I'm going to start trying to live stream more aspects of my day just for fun. But take care, everybody. I'm going to get out of here and go finish this up. Thanks again, folks. Sorry that I couldn't be a part of the chat, but I'll look at all those super chats here a little bit later. Have a good one, guys. Happy New Year.